Good morning, YouTube. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bottom Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we had a big weekend, and one of the biggest events in the sport of bodybuilding is the 2022 Olympia. As you know, it's still going on because I think it's supposed to start back up later on today. As you know, they're in Vegas now. And as you know, the main part of why I talk about my content is on women's bodybuilding. And that was yesterday. They had the prejudging and the finals yesterday. Took a while because, they're all the way on the West Coast. And as I said before, the Olympia has come back to Sin City in Vegas, this year. As you know, last year, it was in Orlando. And it's been in Orlando for the past 2 years since the pandemic hit. And, it's the state of Nevada, they had restrictions, especially when it comes to crowd capacities. So, they had to move the show to a state that was a little bit not as concerned with the health or well-being of people. But, hey, that's how it is sometimes, But they had it in Orlando for the past 2 years, but now it's back in Vegas. As you know, he's been in Vegas for the last 20 years. I remember back in the day when it used to be that Mr. Olympia and Miss Olympia were like set on different times. You might have Miss Olympia first and Miss Olympia later. But now, since I think the last 20 years, they put it all together. They always had it in Vegas for the last 20 years. But now it's back in Sin City. And like I said, even though the show's still going on, but for me, like I said again, my content is on women's bodybuilding. So for me, it's officially over for the season for me. So it has ended. There's no more women's bodybuilding until we start out the next season. So anyway, we have here these ladies who are top 4 competitors who represent at the prejudging. Right here we have the lovely Miss Hella Trevino, who decided to compete this week because she was out after her surgery, but she came back. Then we have here Angela Yao, who making her Olympia debut, the 3-time champion. And she's a 3-time champion, Andrea Shaw, and the legendary, the lovely Miss, marvelous Margie V. Martin. And she already announced her retirement. So, also competing for the women's physique title, we have here Sarah Vilgas versus Nadia Cuejo Abraham. And these two were only two brought out because it really was, it was just like I said, it was really close between Sarah and Natalia. Sorry. It was really close. Me, truthfully, I wasn't going for either one of them. I was rooting for somebody else. So it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be honest, But like I said, this here, I knew there was without a single doubt that, that Andrea was going to win. Andrea really come great. Like I said, when I got to see her in Savannah a couple months ago, she looked great. Even though she wasn't even in her condition like she, for competition, she looked great. And Andrea is amazing. I mean, there was no one was going to beat her. There was no doubt she was going to win this title. Now she's three-time Miss Olympia champion. Congratulations, Andrea Shaw. So also to finish out the top 5, taking second and making her pro debut is Angela Yao. Angela pretty good, but she's still a little bit undersized as a bodybuilder. I think, will she ever beat Andrea? I doubt it. I'll be truthful with you on that. Then taking third is Hella Trevino. And to me, she kind of took a slide from last year. Hella looked great. She looked great, but not as good as she was when she took second against Andrea last year. Then taking fourth is the legendary Margie V. Martin. And Margie, congratulations. Much respect to her. Like her and Hella are one of the few women who competed when they still had women's bodybuilding in Olympia back in the day. And now with her retiring, that would leave, Hella one of the last, women who had competed, in Olympia before it was pushed out by the IFBB. And then congratulations to Branka Nedeljkovic. This was her first Olympia too. She's been competing for at least a little over 10 years. And she, very impressive. I mean, she won her qualification at Portugal and then turned around here and made the top 5. I mean, it was a tough lineup. And she was able to get in there. I mean, I've seen some stuff to her on social media. She's been responding. I would love to do an interview with her. I don't know whether she speaks English or not, but I would love to do an interview with her. So right here we have Missy Trescott, and she has now retained her title as the Miss Fitness Olympia champion. Now, last year, the title was won by Whitney Jones, and Whitney didn't compete this year. So I think Whitney's retired. I know last year she had some difficulties for the last show. I remember I was watching her on a video where she was icing her knees after her last performance. So now, I think now that, Missy has become champion again. But still, I feel like Missy might need a transition. She's really get her. I think maybe she might need to move to either figure or physique, but that's just my opinion. So I have to say. Now to finish out that top five of this show, as you know, taking second is Jacqueline Baker. Third, Erica Deer. Fourth, Sarah Kovac. And fifth is Michelle Massey. If I got a name, Massey. I want to apologize. She's from the UK. I reached out to her this week about maybe doing an interview. She says, she's open to it. Just waiting until we get everything set up. But maybe I keep my fingers crossed. But like I said, I like to. If you speak it in existence, it happens. Like they say. So anyway, the six-time figure champion, Sydney Gillen. She's so far. She's not too far to maybe breaking, records like, getting past like someone like Linda Murray, or even breaking or tying with the great Iris Kyle. Sydney has been the champion for the last 6 years, and she's one. She's like Iris. She's like Andrea. She's tough to beat. You really have to come in good condition to beat her. But like I said, six-time champion, congratulations. Like I said, Iris Kyle is one of the few women that has more Olympia titles than any man or woman. And Sydney's not that far from that. She's not, truthfully. Now, also to finish out that list, we have here Jessica Reyes-Padilla, who takes second. Lola Montez, who takes third. Josie Basario, I want to say I hate to mispronounce her name. She takes fourth, and Natalia Solatero takes fifth. So congratulations on TV is here. And then I know this is what people been talking about. This is what people look for the new women's physique Olympia champion, and that is Natalia Abraham Corredo. And there's been a lot of talk last few years that the last time she competed, taking second runner up to people like both Sarah and Shanique Grant. People felt like she should have won the last one, but like I said, we want to beat. You have to really come in the best condition. But now Natalia, even though she has won the title, me personally, I'm not a big fan of Natalia. I'm not even a big fan of Sarah. I really was rooting for somebody else, but it didn't happen. But maybe next year that person might maybe take the title. Now I felt like truthfully, I felt like this title is up for grabs. Honestly, truthfully, if Sarah didn't come in better condition, I feel like Natalia could have won this, or the other person who I was saying Brooke Walker could have won it. I felt Brooke could have won it, but like I said, it was close. It was very close. When they put them out, both her and Sarah out, and it was very close. But like I said, congratulations to her. I know everybody, the world is happier now that Natalia won. But, like I said, I don't care. But anyway, to round out that list is, now Sarah Vilgas has taken second. So, will she come back? Probably. She's doing a lot more stuff outside of sport, like being promoted and put up money for and sponsors and shows. So maybe, she can do that. Or she still competes, and she has qualification. Third is Brooke Walker, taking third again. Brooke is very impressive. I probably felt like Brooke could have won this. All she got to do is just maybe, I don't know, what judges needs to make to beat, either the title Sarah. If she can make him in the off season, I think she'd do pretty good. Or she might have to do maybe compete in like so many shows like Natalia did. Now, taking fourth again for the third time in a row, the lovely French lady, the lovely Miss Barbara Manjan. And congratulations to Barbara. Taking fourth again. She's doing pretty good. Holding that spot for the last 3 years. And also bouncing back after, taking seventh last year, it's Ivy Rain taking fifth. That is pretty impressive. I think she made adjustments and made improvements. It's tough I think it's really tough for her to climb up there. Getting past Barbara Michon, it's a tough opponent. Like I said, while I'm out here, I want to give a shout out to the lovely Margie V. Martin. I'm a big fan of Margie. And to say it again, she's one of the last true women of the Olympia. As you know, she's competed since 2013 when she last competed. The first time she competed in Olympia, and then 2014 after the year they decided to push women's bodybuilding. And she's a two-time Rising Phoenix champion, multiple other titles. But now, like I said, Margie, she announced at the press conference the other day that she's moving on, and much respect to her. We will miss her as a competitor, as an athlete. She is also, we also like to thank you for her service for years as a serving our countries in the United States Marine. And I know she's doing awesome. But one thing what Margie can do, because, Margie has a new business where she's working in. She has lots of success in it now. I would love to see Margie become a promoter for bodybuilding shows. I mean, or even, maybe even try to sponsor women's bodybuilding for a show. I know one thing I would love to see some shows for women's bodybuilding, but there are shows out there. We just need somebody to sponsor them. So if, someone like Margie, with the success she's had and what she's doing, if she can, put her money where her mouth is, I think Margie would be a great person for that. We need that in women's bodybuilding. And I think, she talks about how, the pay disbursement between men and women in the sport. And I think she should really do more. I know she's talking about it, but you have to be about it too, Margie. But much respect to you, lady. Samplify, you're always faithful, and we will miss you, but we still have the memories of you as an athlete and one of the most amazing women in the sport of bodybuilding. Anyway, I want to say congratulations to Andrea Shaw. Just an amazing woman. And like I said, I had no doubt in my mind that she was going to win. I mean, there were some people say that Angela Clark could have did it, but Angela, just like I said, she still is not at that level yet. This is her first year as a pro. This is her first Olympia. I mean, it's going to be tough to knock off the queen. It's going to be next to tough. But, Andrea, I think she possibly might even, I don't know, if she don't beat, Iris's record or even beat Linda's record, if she just ties with Corey Everson, that's good, to be like one of the few undefeated Miss Olympias. As there's only two undefeated Miss Olympias, and that is, Corey Everson and Kim Zaveski. And I think Andrea could do that. She can probably be the third undefeated Miss Olympia. But like I said, much shout out to Andrea Shaw, but also shout out to all the competitors that competed today, men and women. Much respect to their hard work to put in this sport. Like I said, it's gonna be dry for us on my channel. We'll talk about some stuff. Me and my partner will have to try to find some sort of stuff on our live stream. But like I said, we're gonna have a live stream on Monday. Much talk Mondays as usual. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do our perspective. We feel like who should have placed a little better. There's some people who I saw in the places I was just shocked how they placed. But you know what? That's the thing is, it's me being a fan. But like I said, much shout out to these ladies and all these gentlemen that represent themselves in the sport of bodybuilding. The Olympia is just, it's still going on, but like I said again, they don't have anything I need to talk about, so I'm not talking about it after that. So to me, the season for women's bodybuilding is over. Anyway, this man always just been, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Like, don't like, subscribe. I'm out.